Hey guys, welcome to the GSL October. I am Wolf, and with me is Doa. We've got some awesome games coming up here. How are you feeling, Doa?
I'm feeling actually awesome. Did you know that the satellite in the intro is actually the satellite that beams the GSL to the world?
I didn't know that.
It is, yeah. They just filmed it for the intro. We finally get to see it. That's pretty cool.
I didn't know that. Thanks for the insight on that. So
Well,
that's how it is.
I've got all sorts of secret knowledge.
But it looked like it just got launched up there. So does it launch up there every night and then all the things split apart?
That was just stock footage of when it launched.
Oh,
it's still up
okay.
there right now. Yeah, they don't launch every night. That would be too expensive, Wolf. That's silly.
Yeah, that would be a little bit expensive. They'd
just
have to
silly.
get some funding from NASA, and we all know how
I don't know.
NASA's
might have to look
funding.
somewhere
I
else
don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? They're like, who's that really like rich dude that like does all the space stuff?
I
Like,
don't know.
Richard Branson, that's who it is. Like Virgin Galactic. I don't know. Whatever, let's take a look at our match results. Look at that. We have MVP versus MVP SC versus Dignitas Select coming up pretty soon here. We also had MVP Monster and FXO Gumiho advance so far from the round of 32. Slayers Yu-Gi-Oh!, Liquid Hero, Startail Curious, and Dignitas Show as well. Those are our people who are advancing to the round of 16 later in the tournament. And we also had a few more results from yesterday as well. We had TSL JYP and Startail Fruit Dealer advance, as well as FXO Oz and Startail Superstar. So we've got a pretty cool round of 16 lined up so far.
Yeah, definitely. And as you guys can see down there at the bottom, those 8 players, the players playing today, TricKsteR, Dream, Lucky, Naniwa, Check, Weekend, Yoda, and Sage are all going to be playing right now.
Yeah. Not all at the same time, though.
We're not all at the
Because
same
then we wouldn't be
time.
able to see all the games. That'd be silly.
That would be silly.
We want to
So
see
they're
these games, so.
all playing 2 at a time.
Yeah.
It's a 1v1 tournament.
That's right.
Not a 2v2, not a 3v3, another 2v1.
Yep, we're not going to have like TricKsteR and Dream versus like another pair. Although that'd be cool, though. That'd be kind of fun to watch,
Oh,
actually.
it would be interesting, yeah.
I don't know. Well, we're going to have to watch these guys duke it out one-on-one. It is Startail TricKsteR. It's been around the GSL a long time, a very popular StarCraft 1 player as well. Fallen all the way down to Code A. I feel like he's got a lot of really smart builds, but he's had a really hard time making them work lately. That's kind of how I feel about him. Anyway.
Yeah, well, we saw him struggle in the AOL tournament, actually.
Yeah, he
And
really did.
He tried to get super fast High Templar out right now, and I gotta say, right now, pro us are trying to figure out a 2-base High Templar timing, and it's starting to work a little bit like we saw Oz do that yesterday.
Yeah, that
now,
was really good.
Here is the tester of TricKsteR. It's MVP Dream. He's going to test him here in the round of 32. Obviously, this guy was in Code A last season, fell out, and re-qualified, so he's back again.
That's always impressive when players can do that. I mean, it's hard enough to qualify once, but then getting knocked out and then having like the mental willpower to get in there, practice, and re-qualify again, that's impressive. So we'll see how he does. He didn't play really that great last season, I thought, but you know, it's been a whole month. He's had plenty of time to improve.
Yeah, this guy, I think he's definitely going to be showing us a little bit more refined play than we saw from him in the past. We've seen those weird all-ins from this guy. Timing attacks that didn't make much sense. But I think he's going to be much more refined this time.
Well, will his dream become a reality? We'll have to wait and see. I like that, though. Testing TricKsteR. That was very clever, Wolf.
Yeah, man. He's the tester of TricKsteR.
That's right.
Don't confuse Dream for I Am Dreamer, a member of the team I Am, by the way.
Yeah,
Two completely
that's right.
different players.
Yep, can be a little bit confusing.
Can be a little bit tricky sometimes.
Oh,
Well, here's our map lineup. Daybreak, Terminus, and Belshir. So obviously Daybreak are pretty big new map. Going to be playing out here in Game 1. It's a PvT. TricKsteR's PvT is pretty decent, but we're also been struggling recently.
They have.
I don't know who's going to come out on top here.
We'll see.
Yes, we will.
We will. That's
Game's
true.
loading. We're going to find out very soon. TricKsteR versus Dream here at the GSL October. I am Wolf. And with me is Doa. See you guys inside.
And we're inside. Thank you as well to our sponsors. You can see right there, Sony Ericsson and G-Skill. Up at the top of the map, we have our yellow Protoss player from the team, Startail. He is
Startail TricKsteR.
And there he is with his little zealot statue cheering him on. He's ready to go against this guy right down here at the bottom of Daybreak from the team MVP. He is
MVP Dream.
MVP Dream. He's got a tiny little Marine cheering him on.
I wonder if they dance, if you type /dance on the keyboard.
That'd be awesome, man. If they could switch on the bottom of that and they just start dancing. So, Daybreak, it's a big map, Wolf.
It is a really big map. It's a 2-player map.
Yeah.
There's 2 watchtowers in the center of the map, bordering a big pile of destructible debris that is, as its name suggests, destructible. So if you destroy that, you can walk through the center of the map.
That's true. That's true. But you know, we've discussed this before, too. The rush distances, or the walking paths, I should say, not really rush distances on this map, but they're not really that much longer if you go around the rocks either. So it's kind of an interesting situation. We usually don't see those rocks broken down until later in the game.
Yeah,
but
you can use them strategically in some cases.
Yeah, there's also rocks at the wide ramp at the natural as well. So
yes,
if you break those down, you can get a little bit nicer spread when you're trying to move into your opponent's space as well. But most players go for a more macro style on this map. It's understandable. It's a bigger map. That's kind of the natural tendency of players.
Well, Dream actually made an early depot to block off that. He wanted to hide that he was going for a 1 barracks expand, but TricKsteR has actually not scouted at all yet. And in fact, this is a little bit baffling to Dream. He sent his SCV at several different locations around the outside of his natural, trying to figure out what was going on there.
Recent meteor showers. Attention, service bay 5 to 8 is closed. Oh, it just changed. How will I know what service bay to go to now? I don't know what to do, Wolf.
Well,
Upgrade
so anyway, TricKsteR doesn't know that his opponent is going for this 1 rack expand. He actually doesn't know anything, and Dream's now going to know, okay, nothing weird's going on. You just didn't scout my base.
Yeah, TricKsteR's trying to be tricky too, kind of hiding his buildings towards the outside of his base. Maybe thinking, causing Dreamer to panic a little bit. He comes in, doesn't see anything initially. He's like, oh, I'm being proxied, but that's not happening.
Yeah, he is continuing to scout with a Marine, several different locations. He's holding the watchtower. He's checking the left side with his Marine. Makes his command center on the low ground after seeing what TricKsteR is up to. TricKsteR is actually sending his first Zealot out and chrono boosting his Stalker to put on a little bit of pressure, but the bunker should be up long before they can reach the base.
Yeah, that Zealot Stalker pressure can be pretty rough early on if your opponent only has a couple Marines out. The Zealot becomes so much stronger with that Stalker backing it up.
Well, this watchtower is not going to be held if this Marine doesn't join up with his buddies. He can't hold that tower. And in fact, you can actually see the ramp with the watchtower if you're standing on it there. So you can actually see how many Marines Dream has because his Marines are so close to the ramp. Now, it looks like we're going to have a 1 gate expand coming up for TricKsteR as he adds his second gas. Nexus is going up.
Yep, those Marines falling back to the bunker now. They don't want to have to worry about the Zealot. The 1 Marine gets left out in the cold. He's like, oh. It's too bad.
Always hurts to be the last Marine in the bunker.
I know. He's like, well, I'll just shoot from behind it, I guess.
He's like, I was never very good at musical chairs.
Yeah. That's what Marines do at birthday parties. They just like walk around a bunker and then the commander says, all right, get in. Like everyone tries to jump in the bunker. The Marauder takes up 2 spaces, so 2 Marines don't get in. It's really annoying. Nobody invites Marauders to birthday parties because of it. SCV gets in and sees everything.
Yeah, this is actually really nice timing for Dream to go in. He was able to sneak his SCV around the watchtower. Stalkers couldn't find it. Comes and sees everything, including the Nexus. Also sees the 2 additional gateways going up for TricKsteR. So he's got a really good idea of what's going on.
Yeah. That sentry is just an exercise in utility to chase that SCV, but he'll eventually die. There it goes. It died.
It did. Now, it looks like Dream wants to put on a little bit of pressure. He's actually unloaded his bunker. He's sending all of his Marines forward, all 10 of them.
Yeah, he's also got his barracks rallied as well.
Yeah, he started his Marauder production, so he's going to be rallying Marauders behind. He's actually started stem before concussive shells. He wants to get that stem out really quickly.
Now, he just went up to the watchtower and then turned around. He just chased away the Zealot, trying to fake his opponent out. I mean, there's so much of that at this high-level play. Just these little move-outs. You might catch that probe there, but, you know, you just kind of want to get your opponent thinking the wrong thing, you know? Every little chance you get.
Well, Factory's going up for Dream. He's decided to go for 3 barracks into Factory rather than to get the 4th barracks, which has been a pretty common strategy. We've seen players get Ghost instead of Factory a lot recently, but it doesn't look like that's what Dream's plan is here.
Well, it seems like in normal TVP these days, you like make your 3 barracks, If you're, to go for that really early command center, and then you're like, do I make a factory and go medevacs, or do I go for the Ghost Academy? And either way is okay. It kind of depends on how you want to play. But at the base of TricKsteR.
At TricKsteR's base.
Look at that.
It's adding 3 more gateways. He is going to be doing a 6-gate all-in.
Yeah.
He's added a pylon fairly close to Dream's base, and Dream actually scouted that direction, but just barely missed the pylon. But he's going to need another pylon. This Marine's actually going to catch the probe that's going to make it. He's not going to be able to make another pylon. And actually, the probe got away.
Oh, wow. All right. If you can deny that probe, that's really good for Terran. But as it is, Dream's going to need to be very, very careful about defending it.
Yeah, he does have 2 bunkers. He's adding a 3rd one right now, actually adding a 4th one on the high ground as well. He's going to need that bunker. This is going to be pretty close. There are so many sentries. There's 6 sentries, all of them with almost full energy, and no concussive shells out for these Marauders.
I don't think that bunker's going to ever get up. I think he's just going to have to do it with 2 bunkers. Stim has finished, though. That's going to help him a little bit, at least.
And the bunker on the high ground near the ramp is going to finish shortly as well, and that's going to help defend the bunker, of course, on the low ground nearby.
Yep. TricKsteR's giving him plenty of time to get set up for this.
Yeah, and the problem is he just wasn't able to get that pylon up. If he were able to get that up, hold that thought.
Yeah.
He's running in here. Guardian Shield's up. Good force fields. And a lot of Marines following, but the bunker actually remains alive for now.
Yeah, 1 SCV making a big difference there. Marines hopping out, no more musical chairs for them. And TricKsteR's going to try to pursue the attack. Force fields trapping some of the units here.
Nice force fields, and actually the Marauders cannot pursue as they wanted to.
Yeah.
Stim is done. He stemmed as much as he could, but it wasn't quite enough. 3 bunkers up, though.
Yeah, TricKsteR feeling it and decides to pull back. It was one of those situations where it was like, well, maybe he could have broken it, but it would have been kind of close. So better safe than sorry, I guess.
Exactly, better safe than sorry. I mean, right now TricKsteR is about 30 supply ahead, almost 40. 97 supply to 62. Dream has been at 62 out of 62 for quite some time, and still is not making a depot.
Oh,
he is the definition of supply blocked. He still isn't making one. There he goes. Now he's making 2. I was like, I don't know. What am I watching?
I didn't notice that at first. That's definitely going to not be too helpful in terms of defending.
He started a 3rd command center as well, which is pretty smart given that he knows he's behind. He knows he's been supply blocked. He's 40 supply down right now after just a little bit of pressure from TricKsteR. TricKsteR added 2 forges. He's going to start getting 1-1 upgrades. There they are now. He's getting a robo right now as well.
Oh, looks like he's going to push out.
Man,
I don't
not
think
a good time to move out. Yeah, he has to stem to retreat, but it's going to lose a few Marauders here.
And TricKsteR right now is looking pretty strong. He's getting his 1-1. And I don't think he realizes just how far ahead he is.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing. I don't think he realizes how ahead he was, or he would have made a 3rd base by now.
Well, you don't expect your opponent to forget, supply depots for that long. That's a bit uncharacteristic of anybody who can make it to, this spot in the GSL. Even the round of 32 in Code A, most people hit their supply depots.
Absolutely. Armory going up. Another engineering bay going as well. He's going to be getting 2-2 pretty soon.
Oh, Dream is playing with fire, man.
Yeah, he's really about to push it too far. If he messes up with his control even slightly, he's going to lose all of his units. A dropship gets picked up. He actually may fly over the pylon that TricKsteR has placed.
Yeah, he's going to send that drop out, but, TricKsteR's got plenty of pylons in position, like you said. Now when he does see it, it's just going to go ahead and take it out.
And because TricKsteR doesn't have enough gateway is not on cooldown, he can't warp in any units to defend it, but he is going to try to go and catch the drop with his whole army. I don't think that's going to work.
Stalkers are fast, but they're not that fast.
Well, TricKsteR feels comfortable moving his whole army around because he has an observer following the main army of Dream right now, so he knows what's going on with that. Range is on the way for his Colossus. His first Colossus is about halfway done. His Twilight Council finished, so he can start 2-2 upgrades very soon here, and both these guys actually about 1-1. Dream has only +1 attack, but his +1 armor is almost finished.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that supply advantage right now. I mean, TricKsteR is still 30 supply ahead. He's taking his 3rd. He's just really far ahead. Although, really, they're going to both get their 3rds at about the same time, it looks like.
Yeah, Dream already had his command center made much earlier, so he's landing it now. Destroying those destructible debris. And the observer's in the spot this, of course. He knows he's getting ready for a push.
Yep.
TricKsteR actually destroying his own rocks in front of his natural because he wants to make sure that when his zealots engage, they can get the most surface area possible.
Exactly, yeah. Very important to do that. Warping in even more zealots as well. He is getting charged too, so I don't know if it's going to be finished by the time the attack comes, but it'll be helpful later
neither
on.
charge nor 2-2 will be finished, but look at this huge army of TricKsteR. And Dream realizing, wow, I'm 30 supply down, I can't actually try to force force an engagement right now. I can't try to pressure him.
Yeah.
It's not time. So TricKsteR's just going to sit back. 2-2 on the way for both of these guys. Obviously, TricKsteR can chrono boost his out, so his should finish theoretically a little bit faster.
Oh, here's a drop trying to land, but, you know, between the cannons and the units, you just can't find a place to do it. And, you know, at this point in the game, when you know your opponent's army is at home, it's really difficult to do any sort of damage with drops. So he's kind of grasping at straws. It's like when you're in a dream and you try to run, but you like go really slow and you're like, why can't I move at my normal speed?
And then you like go upstairs into the attic and there's a lot of doors up there and you can't actually, you're like, well, I don't know how to get out of here.
The Joker from Batman shows up. It just gets really weird.
But then like your sister's ex-boyfriend's there too and you're like, what's going on? Well, 2-2 finishing up for TricKsteR here. His charge is going to be done as well. His Templar Archives finished. No Archons nor Storm being researched. He hasn't even made any Templar, so we're going to find out pretty soon how many Templar he wants to make or if he wants to stick with mostly Archons. Colossi doing an interpretive dance for that factory.
It's beautiful. You're like, I am a swan. Here they go.
Zealots at the back. Not the best place to engage, but he just has so many more units than Dream.
Colossi kind of do look like they're doing a little bit of an interpretive dance when they move about on Oh, it cannot be unseen, Wolf. Thank you. 2
Ghosts and 4 Vikings out are basically the only high-tech units that Dream has to deal with this, but he is going to have a really good position defending this if TricKsteR decides to attack up that ramp. But smartly, TricKsteR decides to go to the third base where there's no planetary because Dream knew he was behind. He need to take a risk, need to take the orbital so he get those extra mules. And this is a really good place for TricKsteR to engage. Here he goes. A lot of his Zealots charging on that one missile turret, though, and nice EMPs. And suddenly, Dream actually crushing TricKsteR's army because of how he engaged it. The force field is absolutely hurting TricKsteR there with good EMPs. Dream is actually taking a supply lead temporarily.
Well, his Vikings did get their +1 weapons just in time for that as well, so that did scare the Colossi away. They had to dance away from that. And it looks like Dream's going to pursue. He does have Stim, of course, the last Colossi taking some fire as well. Well, he's got another friend showing up. Now he's the last Colossi. And Dream is going to chase TricKsteR all the way back to his base.
This is how TVP is, man. If you make one mistake as Protoss in an engagement, you lose the game.
Yeah.
And this game may end right here.
It certainly could. He's stimming up the ramp right now. Not a lot that TricKsteR has to defend.
Nice Storm. He actually made a Warp Prism as well, so you could try to hide those High Templar in that Warp Prism.
Yeah.
And TricKsteR is actually going to hold this off for a little bit longer because he has Storm, because Dream's units are on very low hit points. But Dream is rallying a ton more units out.
Yeah, now
and he's healing up as well.
TricKsteR's not out of it yet, but it looks like he might lose his 4th pretty soon. Dreamer's going to scout that right now, or Dream rather. Yeah, he's going to find it and probably send his army right down there because he knows that TricKsteR really can't engage at this point. In that position anyway, especially if he's able to take the high ground. Looks like the armies might meet between the 3rd and the 4th.
Here we go. Templar at the front, but they're getting targeted down by Marauders.
Snipes a couple of them there with the Marauders, and he's moving in.
Coming in here, a Storm on some few of those Marauders. The Vikings, though, avoid damage. EMP hits a few of the Zealots.
Here we go. Zealots coming in. That's a lot of speed lots. And Dreamer does need to micro back a little bit.
He may want to land his Vikings here.
Yeah, Stalker's taking out the Medivacs as well. Good decision there. He is landing his Vikings. Storm going down on a lot of the bio units and the Vikings.
But is it enough? Doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Dream pushes him back, kills the Templar.
Yeah.
And now this third base is looking pretty undefended. He's warping in a few more units, but Dream just has so much more streaming across the map. He hasn't even brought all of his units from home. He's got so many more reinforcements he can bring.
3-3 on the way right now for Dream as well. It's going to be a while till it finishes. TricKsteR trying to produce some more Colossi back to his base. It looks like this 4th is going to get taken out. Not a lot that TricKsteR can really do to save that.
At the north, you guys didn't get a shot of it, but a Command Center was made by an SCV that the Zealot was chasing, and so the Zealot killed the SCV and the Command Center. There was no cancel.
Oh, that's great.
This happens when you bake a Command Center while you're trying to micro your Marauders, and there's a Zealot chasing your SCV.
That's very true. And it looks like he's going to come in and try to finish off this command center again. Not a lot that TricKsteR can do for it.
TricKsteR has better upgrades right now. He's got 3-3, and he is researching. Yeah, those are really merciful Marauders. He actually just left the Nexus alive. Well, it doesn't matter given that there no probes can ever get over there.
Pretty much, but
TricKsteR has 3-3, and Dream only has 2-2. He's getting +1 shields, and now these Colossi are isolated. And one actually does remain alive.
Yeah, more EMPs.
Nice EMPs hitting all of those Archons, and this could be the end of TricKsteR, but he does have, it looks like, enough Zealots to push it back a little bit longer.
Yeah, the Archons are helping out quite a bit, taking out some of those Medivacs as well, but again, you know, I don't know if it's quite enough. Looks like the bio's going to be, not pushed back.
Yeah, there's just too many units. The Blinkstalkers are trying to retreat, but it's not going to be enough despite TricKsteR's better upgrades and his early supply lead. That one disengagement led to his demise.
Wow, yeah, it just goes to show just how good a control you need to have at every second of the game. This level. And Dream, despite being pretty far behind early on, making some questionable choices, does take game one. And TricKsteR's got to be kicking himself for that one. That's a rough loss when that happens.
Well, everyone has these moments where they want to attack with their Protoss army, and they throw down some force field and like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah. And then they forget, actually, that most of their army isn't Zealots. And their Zealots can't fire, and the Marauders just kill all the Zealots, and the Vikings pick off the small Colossus count because they made too many Zealots. They don't have enough Stalkers, and the Vikings kill the Colossi, all the Zealots fall, and it's like, oh man, I was what, 40 or 50 supply ahead, and now I'm going to lose this game to a counterattack?
Yeah, it can all change pretty quick in TVP.
You have to engage very carefully. Both sides do.
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
The Terran army engages wrongly, he's going to lose a lot of units. The Stalkers can blink and kill the Medivacs. The Sentries can trap the Marauders and the Marines, of course, while they're trying to retreat. You have to be very careful, but especially on the Protoss side with the concussive shells, if you misengage, there is no retreat. You actually just lose everything.
It's true. I mean, force fields, like you mentioned, it's such a big part of it. It's a matter of like milliseconds, depending on whether the Protoss or the Terran wins a lot with the force fields. That time we saw force fields went down a little bit too early, and ended up being really
said
bad.
A lot of stuff, and Vikings were shooting at Colossi, and
yeah. What can you say? What can you do? You know?
Yeah, you got to engage a little bit better.
Yep,
that's all you can do.
That is actually a tough map to engage at the third at for Protoss. It's a very narrow choke to come into.
It's hard to attack either the third or the natural because the way the rocks and the ramp are, the Terran army is always going to have a better concave when the Protoss army is trying to break up that ramp. So
it's true.
You know, no matter which way you engage it, it's pretty difficult for a Protoss to attack. I would have liked to see TricKsteR take a faster fourth instead. Just, you know, he had the upgrades faster. He could have, once he had more production facilities, could have traded armies a few times.
Well, you tend to, that's what I've kind of noticed in TVPs where the Protoss ends up winning. It tends to be more of a harass-based style where you just, you know, macro, you let your opponent take a few bases, but then you're always warping in. Zealots, maybe throw some DTs in there and then try to engage in the middle where you can get that better engagement. You know, you don't have to worry about the EMPs as much. You can spread out a little bit more.
Or at least wait for a storm.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Trying to engage when TricKsteR did would have made sense in any other position and any other map, but with the way those units were kind of positioned, it was basically impossible.
It's deceptively dangerous, man.
The double D.
Deceptively dangerous.
Today is the danger day. It's also a double D.
This is our last day of danger days, though.
Yeah, this is actually. It's the last day of the round of 32 of Code A. We're going to find out who makes it to Code A Purgatory.
That's right.
The round of 16.
Who's going to be in limbo. Next map is Terminus, new and improved Terminus as well.
Yeah, the new version.
Well, new. Time has yet to tell us if it's necessarily improved. I like it a little bit.
I like it better,
but we'll see what happens. We'll have to see some games to see the results. The game's going to start. TricKsteR versus Dream. Who's going to come out on top? This is GSL October.